the project. I posted it on Blackboard. I do this slightly differently. What I do is you basically work on the project, and instead of you submitting something, a report, I really don't want you to do reports. We just meet on Zoom, and you just explain to me what you did, and you're done with the grade. Like what you should do is you should go down and see how you're graded for it. Okay, before you start the project. So grading, you should look at this. So I really don't want you to write a report. That's not the point of the course, right? What I want you to do is you are given this file called basic_pong.py. You're not coding it from scratch. So let me open that file. Okay, so it turns out that you need a package called pygame. In my case, it's installed. I don't think I installed, but somehow it got installed. I don't know how it got installed because I never installed it. Uh, if you see sort of a tilde below it, that means it's not installed. So in that case, you'll do Python -m pip install pygame. Okay, if you do that and run this, it will basically install. It will install the pygame, but I think I might have done that already. So it's a required multi-decided. So I do have it, but if you don't have it, you just do this. And I think on somebody's system, I saw that Python, the word Python doesn't work. So he had to write the same thing, but py -m pip install pygame. So either way it works. Okay. Once you get that going, run this code. What you'll see is there is a red ball which is moving, and there's a paddle. Okay, and then if it crosses the screen, game is over. If you run this and use the right and left, well, you can actually get this to move. It's really well. So it's not actually programmed to actually detect the paddle. So if you run this, and even if you get it, yeah, it's so hard to control. But you will basically work on this and try to make it such that first of all the ball bounces off the walls. And then I've already programmed it so when it goes in the ground, the game is over. But you also need to program the pedal, the ball hitting the pedal. Now, if you go through this file, what is that here? Okay, so there are two things you need to do. First, you just get a basic version of the Pong working. So take that, program the walls. That is, the ball should detect the walls. It should bounce off the pedal. That's your first step. The second step, you need to add features into the game, which will make it more interesting to play. And that's really up to you. I think what I try to make you do is you've already done or will submit the animation homework, right? That animation homework will help you to add these things. So you want to add those features in that for part 2. So the first one, you just have to write code which will get the ball to behave like in a normal Pong game. I'll give you some hints on how to do that. Basically, there is something called coefficient restitution. So every time it hits, the angle of incidence is the angle of reflection. So it bounces off the same angle. And so based on those, you can write some formulas so that you can find the velocities after bounce. I also give you what is the coordinate system. Without this, you will not know how to get detect the walls and so on. So use this. And then the second one, the advanced part, it's you just add, elements of which will make it more interesting to play. It could be, I think, it could be a score. It could be 2 balls. It could be adding things which, when you hit, you get extra points. Just really up to you. And then, of course, you then show it to me in a Zoom meeting, and we'll fix that Zoom meeting for later. You have like a week to do it. And I think that this is fairly straightforward. I know. Have you guys ever programmed a computer game? No. Some of you never. Okay. Anyway, so I hope that it'll be fun for you to do it. You wouldn't have thought that as mechanical as you could make a game, but it's actually kind of easy to make a game with pygame. And you can actually go to pygame.org, I think, and get more information about how to use. There are games you can download from Pygame. So here, and then you can actually they give you example games and so on. It's really up to you. You don't really need to do this. I've done a lot of work for you. It's just a matter of figuring out the walls and so on. Okay, so that's